Hey everybody, it's Mr. Vance here, and today I want to show you how to draw a cube and a Christmas present. Basically, after you're done drawing your cube, you can add a bow to the top and it becomes a Christmas present. So with that, let's get started. If you notice my drawing on the screen, you will see that this cube has 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. But in reality, a cube has 6 sides, you just can't see it on a drawing. So the trick is to understand that there are 6 sides to this cube, but you're going to only present 3. So using the how-to guide on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how to draw some of these cubes. But first, I want to show you some examples of parallel lines. When you're drawing cubes, or even if you're just drawing squares on on a piece of paper, you're going to need to understand the concept of parallel lines. So parallel lines are 2 lines that they go next to each other, but they never cross. So just think about a train track, or think about when you have your sidewalk. The 2 lines on the sides of the sidewalk, they just go down the street. They don't cross over, or they don't get smaller and then do an X shape. So let me show you with my pencil and these orange lines. If I take my pencil and scoot it across the paper, these lines all are equal. They line up. And if I go the other way for the other side, the green lines. So if I just scoot my pencil across the paper, I can find where the parallel lines will be. And then when we are making our cube, we're going to add some vertical lines, and watch this. If I take my pencil and scoot it across the paper, these 3 lines are parallel. So with this, I see 3 sets of parallel lines, and eventually they do start to connect and intersect, which will make perpendicular lines. But a lot of that we're going to erase. So let me show you what that looks like now. So if I use the how-to guide next to me, I notice that it says to center point, make a center point by drawing 2 dots, one above the other. Then I can draw 2 more dots, just make sure that they're evenly spaced, and that they go horizontal. So I'm making bigger dots than I normally have to, just so that you can see them on the screen. So step 2, it says connect the dots to create the top of the cube, and it's going to be the two parallel lines. And you can check your work by using an eraser, or you can use your pencil. So if I notice that these are not exactly parallel, because I have to turn my pencil a little bit to make sure that they're even. So that doesn't mean that they're even. So let me go ahead and try to readjust this just a little bit. It'll help me out afterwards. So 1, and if I make these little lines across, I can actually line up my lines that way. So let's go the other side, and we're going to make these mini parallel lines just to work my way across this paper. Alright, so the third step is to extend the sides as shown. So you're going to draw 3 parallel lines that go vertical. So vertical means up and down. And with the third step, we're going to close the bottom of the cube. And how do you do that? You take this line right here, or you take your pencil, and you just, so it lines up with that one, it lines up with this one, and you just drag this across the paper, and eventually you'll see where it lines up. So another way to do that is to make these parallel lines go on the side of the cube until you reach the bottom, and then you can go and erase these. So if I erase all these inside lines, now I have a cube, or a nice little box, to turn it into a present. Let me show you what that looks like up close. And I'm going to draw this one more time. But I'm going to put the dots closer together, the two vertical dots, to show you what that looks like. So, take my first dot, and I want to make them actually dots instead of circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I'm not using a ruler, just so that you can get the hang of seeing what it takes to draw these lines. Not everybody has a ruler at home, so I don't want to show you how to do this assignment or this project, or even just drawing at home for fun with a tool that you might not have. So, like, I always rely on drawing these inside lines that are parallel, and I just work my way down, and it just always seems to work out. So I'm going to draw that one more time, even bigger, so that you can get the hang of this. And stretch out my cube just a little bit more than normal. Hope that lines up. And I'm going to actually just make this line this time. Drag my pencil down and line it up that way. So this dot was too far, and that's okay. So I'm just practicing. If I wanted this to be perfect, I'm going to have to draw it a couple times just to get good at it. So I'm making my 3 vertical parallel lines, and now I'm going to draw all of these parallel lines to line up my box until they connect right here and make that perpendicular shape. And from here I can go ahead, I pretty much know, I just have to connect this bottom to that bottom. And the final step that I want to show you is how to turn this cube into a Christmas present. So I'm going to get all my lines erased and nice and tidy and neat, which takes time. And I know when people watch YouTube videos, they don't want to watch the person doing the erasing and the drawing and stuff. But, you know, when I do this project, I want you to see how many times I have to revise this. I have to go back and forth. I can erase lines, redraw them. I'm not attached to them. If my picture's not perfect, I'm not going to get upset. I've just started doing this for just a little while. So don't let these harder projects, don't let them get to you. You just have to draw this a few times before you feel comfortable. And by the time you're done practicing, you'll be good at this. So you won't even be worrying about it anymore. So now that I spent some time tidying up my lines, I basically going to draw this Christmas present by adding a bow to the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw this oval shape right here. And then I'm going to draw these 2 lines that go to the side. If you notice this line, it looks like the letter C. And this line looks almost like a circle. And then I'm going to draw some lines that connect them all so that it doesn't look like just individual shapes. I'm going to take my eraser, try to erase some of those lines on the outside that go through, back and forth. Man, I need a new chair. I'm always like, how many people can hear that chair when they're watching my videos? But the last step I want you to do is to draw a couple of lines right here. It kind of makes the bow look like it's squished in and it's some fabric right there. So you just keep going ahead and making revisions to this bow until how you like it. But the last thing you can do to make this look like a present is to add a couple of parallel lines right here. I'm going to color them in so that you can see them. And right here, we're going to draw 2 more parallel lines. And on the other side, a couple of parallel lines. Now, if you want all these to be perfectly straight, you know, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time on this. And go ahead and color these in. I'm going to use a bigger pencil just to get this shaded in just a little faster. Then you could always use your marker to go over some of these lines. All these vertical lines, if you noticed, perfectly lined up. Well, not perfect because some of them are crooked, but I'm going to say they're perfect because I'm proud of this right now. And these bottom lines right here. And now my bow. And of course I can erase all that pencil. The only reason I colored those shapes in were so that you can see them for the video. But see what happens if I let my marker dry and then I erase all my lines. I didn't draw this side of the cube. But let me see what happens now. I'm left with a nice little outline. Now that I can go back into this picture and I can color it, I can add, you know, I can add some red for the bow. So the key with this project is it really is erasing and making sure that all of your lines are nice and neat. And of course I can draw, you know, color the rest of that in, but it kind of looks really nice red and white because good combination of colors. Reminds me of Christmas. And if you had seen my other videos, you can go and see my other videos on how to draw a Christmas tree. You would draw some Christmas trees in the one Christmas tree in the background, or you could draw a whole bunch of more presents and do it that way. But for now, that's all I have. So please remember to hit like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for more of my videos. Thank you.